Triple header tomorrow on NFL Network. Lots could shake up in this AFC playoff picture. Let's talk a little bit of Chiefs here. They are the 2 seed, or they could get the 2 seed, guys, and even a first-round bye if they win out and the Patriots lose to the Bills or to the Dolphins. So that certainly could be changing. We haven't talked much about the Chiefs this week, Kyle.
We haven't, because they've kind of just settled business. But you know, if you look at this game, it's kind of a dangerous game in the sense, first of all, it's prime time. First of all, they're playing the Bears, who have actually been really competitive. And then if you don't know much of the Nagy, Andy Reid backstory, it's massive. Like, Andy Reid is Matt Nagy's mentor, taught him everything he knows. Matt Nagy knows everything about Patrick Mahomes, everything. I mean, he helped make him become Patrick Mahomes. So if you're the Chiefs, you just want to keep cruising. You just want to keep stacking wins, get that home playoff game. This is a real tricky matchup in prime time.
I just can't help when I look at that playoff picture and you see all those teams below the Ravens. Only one of them stands out to me because they're the one team that actually beat them, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs right now that I'm looking at. So you've got that on your side. You've got that confidence.
They beat the Patriots too.
Should you have to, should you have to go to Baltimore or to New England? Fair point, Kyle. And now you're adding Terrell Suggs. I think it's a really interesting addition late in the season for Steve Spagnuolo and his defense, because he really loves what Tyrann Mathieu has done on the back end of that defense as far as getting those guys on the back right. Well, now you add a guy up front who for years has been making sure that the guys in Baltimore were right. I think that the impact, the potential impact at this point of the season, not so much from what he's able to do himself, even though I think he's going to be a little bit of that, but just making sure everybody up front is right.
Yo, that's interesting you talk about Terrell Suggs. You know, he played this offense in the Super Bowl. This style of offense that Baltimore runs. And to me, if I'm Steve Spagnuolo and I'm thinking about this and thinking about all the pieces, you know, if you may face Baltimore later on down the season. Terrell Suggs has a lot of experience in this, you know, facing this Greg Roman offense, and I think he's going to be instrumental at teaching the front seven how to defend this offense.
I love them. I think outside of the Ravens, they're the hottest team in the AFC right now. They've got the momentum. Everything seems to be coming together. Their pass defense is legit. The running game I still have questions about, especially when you see how the AFC is running. Those Ravens run the ball all the time, so time of possession, bad weather, that's a bit of a question.
But they still have an explosive quarterback who can get the ball down the field, and you have Travis Kelce who, you know, one-on-one, who can cover him.
Well, they were making sure that LaShawn McCoy was going to be fresh. That was the whole thing. It wasn't an injury. It was going to be the NBA term of load management, right? Well, let's see, because he could be an instrumental part on their offense in the postseason here. We'll see.
I saw something that that I really like about the Chiefs. Fantastic punter, just a great punter.
Joining us now is that punter, a two-time Pro Bowler, Chiefs nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year. Let's give it up for Dustin Colquitt.
Hey, Dustin, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, guys.
Dustin, I know you're,
good morning.
Yeah, you've got your earpiece in. You're listening to us talk about your team, how hot the Chiefs have been playing of late. But let's talk about what you do there in Kansas City. You've been a staple in the community. What does the Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination mean to you? And where were you? What went down when you found out that you were the guy repping your squad?
Well, it's one of the highest honors in football, obviously. It's really cool, especially a service award where you're recognized by the players and the community for doing stuff that really kind of changes the community. So I was really excited about it. You know, we got 14, 15 guys that are very involved in this community that do a lot. And so when I found out that I was going to be the nominee again, you know, I was excited, just kind of instant gratification we get for our kids at Team Smile, but also just in the community, how we're kind of changing things.
Dustin, tell us more about Team Smile and Punting for Smiles, another campaign that you do. Tell us about what that is.
Definitely, you know, Patrick Mahomes and our offense makes it tough. You know, we don't punt a lot, so I gotta try to do as much as I can on the field and get those balls inside the 20. But you know, our kids at Team Smile, basically what it is we've been in 26 of the 32 NFL cities now, and we function obviously around an athletic event. We get in a stadium venue, we get pediatric dentists from that area, whatever city we're doing it in, and also a lot of volunteers from United Way and dental schools in that area. And so it's fun watching the kids coming in. We feed them. We do a Play 60 unit. We have a DJ, a kind of a national recognized DJ, and DJ Kirby and Kelly Renault and Bill Bush, you know, started this. It started in Kansas City in 2006, and like I said, it's been in 26 of the 32 NFL cities. We're trying to get it to every NFL city. And so it's been very rewarding. We can do crowns in 20 minutes, about $250,000 worth of dentistry that day to 400 to 500 kids. And so it's really life-changing watching kids kind of come in with their lips wrapped around their teeth, and all of a sudden they leave and, you know, they're smiling from ear to ear. It's a great program.
It is awesome.
Fantastic work. Awesome work. Also enjoy your work ribbing Patrick Mahomes about not punting very often. There's a clip out there about that. Last year, Chiefs had the third fewest punts in the league. You are extremely well rested. Fourth fewest so far this year. How much of a difference maker has Mahomes been for your franchise?
I think, you know, every way. It's Andy Reid. You can see his creativity just live out on the field. And, you know, as good as Patrick has been out on the field, he's even better in our community and just with people in our organization. He builds everybody, he brings everybody up, and everybody kind of plays on that same playing field. He expects a lot from everybody, and, you know, it's been fun. I got here in 2006 with Coach Dick Vermeil, and now Andy is pretty much just him, the later version of him, and just does a great job since 2013, really bringing players here and being able to compete at a championship level every year.
Dustin, if the Chiefs take care of business in the final 2 weeks, starting with a big game this Sunday night against the Bears, you'll still need a little help to get that potential first-round bye. But the Patriots ahead of you in the standings, but have a huge game tomorrow at 4:30 here on NFL Network. How closely will you guys be watching that game?
You know what, we're focused on what we can control, and that's how we play offense, defense, and special teams. You know, it'd be great if Buffalo went up there. We'll all be Bills fans on Saturday, but it's something that we have to focus on. You know, everything that we're doing, if we take care of business, you know, on our end, you know, we have our heads down working this time of year. That's what we have to do, just focus on what we can do for our team to make us successful and to keep winning games. Right now, we're looking at everything as a one-game season, and that Chicago Sunday night can be like a playoff atmosphere, and so we're looking forward to doing that.
And we'll see Carrie Underwood, of course, introing you guys for Sunday night action in Chicago. Thanks for all the work you do with Team Smile and Punting for Smiles. Dustin Colquitt, more Good Morning Football.
Hey, Dustin.
Okay. James Palmer is going to tell us what we should be watching closely in the Week 16 matchup.
Okay, I'm going to give you one player on each side of the ball from the Houston Texans to keep your eye on. On offense, wide receiver Will Fuller, who's been battling a hamstring injury, and we've seen with him off the field how different this offense is. Teams I've spoken to at the safety spot, they believe that you have to take multiple players deep to account for Will Fuller's speed. But also the Texans believe the side that he's running from, they also can run the football more effectively to that side when Fuller's on the field. And then on the defensive side of the ball, keep your eye on Zach Cunningham at linebacker, 5th in the NFL in tackles. And Deshaun Watson said this week, there are not many linebackers in the NFL that have the instincts and the speed that Zach Cunningham has. I've talked to offensive coordinators that have gone against the Houston Texans, and they believe he has unbelievable instincts and is a problem for them each and every play. As we talk so much about possibly the return of J.J. Watt to this defense, other players like Zach Cunningham, Kay, have been stepping up in his absence.
Palmer, you're the best. You were the real MVP of that snow game in the AFC West last week at Arrowhead. Do you think, if looking here at the Texans, who can lock up the AFC South with a win over the Bucs on Saturday, Kyle, can they do it? Can they capitalize these Texans and clinch the South?
I hope so, because meanwhile the Titans are going to be playing the Saints, which is a really tough draw, but they're going to have to score a lot because we know the Bucs are going to put up points. This is why it's so exciting about this game. I feel like, and I'm not exaggerating, I think there's going to be more points in the first quarter of Bucs Texans than the whole game of Bills Patriots. I really mean that, pound for pound. And it's like James is talking about how Will Fuller is battling a hamstring. Will Fuller's always battling a hamstring. That's his life.
Fast guy.
He's battling a hamstring in his APGAR test. Like, that's just what it's always going to be for Will Fuller, as long as he is out there lightning, and don't think for a second that the Texans can't lose in this game on the road. The Bucs are hot. Bucks fans get very excited when you win a few in a row, and they don't care about the defense. They can beat you 46-42. They'll do it.
I don't agree with you. I mean, the Texans have had a lot of success. Surface perception is that they throw and throw and throw the ball, Mike, but they have the 7th best run game behind a guy you talked about earlier named Carlos Hyde, who had 1,000 yards. They're running the ball pretty much more than anybody, but if that gets neutralized against the #1 run defense in the Buccaneers, Deshaun Watson's going to have to put this team on his back.
He is going to have to, but I just hope Bill O'Brien doesn't give up on the run game if they do stop it. It's about the attempts, right? You still have to give the attempts because the play-action pass game helps out the pass protection for Deshaun Watson. So, Bill O'Brien, don't get upset if, Ndamukong Suh and those guys stop your run. Keep on with the attempts. It'll work out for you in the long run.
Because we have a guest coming up on the show that's played for 6 teams in playoff contention.
It's pretty cool, right?
6 teams. So who could be better than telling us what to see this weekend than Matt Castle?
It's absolutely perfect. Won 11-5 under Belichick, played with Brady, played the Vikings as a senior, the Cowboys, you name it, he's played for them.
That 11-5 is a tattoo, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah.
Big NFC West showdown Sunday. Russell Wilson, can he lead the Seahawks to another victory?
People point at that 11-5 and say Brady's assistant quarterback.